This is the Farm Monitor. For over 50 years, your source for agribusiness news and features from around the Southeast and across the country, focusing on one of the nation's top industries, agriculture. The Farm Monitor is produced by one of the largest general farm organizations, the Georgia Farm Bureau. Now here are your hosts, Ray DeLessio and Kenny Bergamy.
Come on in. Our home is your home as we welcome you to another edition of the Farm Monitor. Ray DeLessio, Kenny Bergamy at your service, and today we've got a little bit of everything for you.
Yeah, that's right. Sit back and enjoy all the stories and information that we're about to pass along to you. Now, coming up, while yields may fall short of 2022's bumper crop, Georgia cotton looks promising. Damon Jones explains the impact of an uneven growing season, the struggles with weather, and the focus on timely harvesting. Also on the show, how students in Catoosa County find solace and learning in the giving garden. Join us as we explore the therapeutic benefits of horticulture and how the kids are not just cultivating plants, but also a sense of self-sustainability and community. Plus, what do we have here? Ray rolling up those sleeves and getting his hands dirty. What? Say it ain't so.
Yeah, that was so me.
Yeah, his hard work paid off though. See for yourself the holiday treats Ray and Tracey created using locally grown Georgia pecans. Meals from the field and more starts right now.
Straight off a banner year in which cotton growers saw their second highest yield on record, the numbers won't be as impressive in 2023, thanks large in part to a difficult growing season. But as Damon Jones reports, with harvest now in full swing, the quality remains as high as ever.
With more than 1.3 million acres of cotton planted every year in the state, Georgia is the second largest producer in the country. And while this year's yield will be better than expected, it's not quite going to be the bumper crop growers saw in 2022.
This is the first cotton that I've picked in the field that we're saying it looks good, but I honestly don't think it's as good as it looks. So I think we're going to be couple of hundred pounds off of what it actually looks like it should be. Overall, for what it has been through, the crop's going to be probably better than it probably should have been with what it went through, but this field's not going to turn out what it did last year.
That drop in production can be attributed to an uneven growing season that saw too much rain in the beginning and not enough to finish it off.
Growing season was pretty tough. We couldn't get in and spray a lot. It just rained. We had these we had these big rains. They weren't a inch here or 2 inches here. We were 7.5, and then we hit a dry spell in August. Probably early August to middle August, we went through about a 2 or 3 week drought, and we just didn't develop a root system early on.
That weather has impacted the timing of the harvest as well, with growers unable to get into the fields during October, despite putting a rush on defoliating their crop.
We were definitely pushed back with all the rain and stuff we had earlier in the growing season. The crop got pushed back. I'm probably easily 2 weeks behind where I wanted to be. In fact, I can even see that probably when we defoliated this cotton that we might have been just a few days too early. Just with as it opened up, it looked like some of those top bolls didn't want to quite mature enough. So we probably, could have been as much as a week early, which would have been pushed me back another week.
While the quantity might be a little off this year, the same cannot be said for the quality as long as Mother Nature cooperates for the next few weeks.
I think the quality is going to be great. This cotton hasn't been rained on. It's nice and white. It's fluffy. No hard lock in at the bottom of the crop. I don't see any reason why the quality would be down. If it rains for a day or just a couple of tenths and sun comes right back out for another week, we won't see much quality loss at all.
As for the priority this time of year, it's getting this cotton out of the field as soon as possible to avoid anything unforeseen.
We haul our own cotton to the gin, so generally that comes a little later, but if we can get it picked and in a roll, we're not going to lose any quality. We're not going to lose any yield to weather like that. And so if we can the main priority is just getting it in a roll.
Reporting from Jenkins County, I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
Meantime, what started out as just a simple school garden has now evolved into so much more for students at Lakeview Middle School in Catoosa County. As staff and students have quickly learned the value in what learning to grow their food can do for the body and mind. John Holcomb reports on the Giving Garden and its impact on the community.
Here at Lakeview Middle School in Catoosa County, these students are hard at work tending to their school garden, known as the Giving Garden, a project that has become an oasis for them as it's used as an outlet for kids that maybe need some extra attention. According to Jessica Tatum, school counselor and one of the masterminds behind the garden, says it takes a lot of work, but says this is just one of the ways the school pours into these kids outside of just academics.
I like to use horticultural therapy because each counselor or therapist has their own strengths and weaknesses. I enjoy gardening, and I feel like I want to show the kids something I love and get them excited about it so they can learn different things that maybe they aren't used to, that they could first of all learn how to dive into something that maybe they're unsure about and learn it and love it, because that's what you're going to have to do in life. And as far as therapy in the classroom, sometimes I honestly, for a school counselor, just giving the students a break in the fresh air, letting them use their hands and have tangible sensations, it helps a lot when they go back, especially our ADHD kids. When they go back into the classroom, it's giving them a brain break and a movement break. And I think that's a lot better than just sitting in another classroom or the counselor's office just chatting.
According to Tatum, the garden also serves another purpose, as she says it helps kids learn to become self-sustainable, something she's recognized as important, as a large part of their students may not have access to fresh, nutritious foods all the time.
A large part of our school is at or below poverty line, so a lot of kids and students don't really have access to fresh vegetables all the time, or gardens. Gardens are just peaceful in general, so fresh flowers are good for the soul, learning how to dig in the dirt, stuff like that. So it's really good that we're teaching the students, myself and Becky are teaching the students how to plant and grow veggies because, like I said, they don't always have access to it. And if they do, they don't know what it is or how to eat it, etc.
Becky Carson, site coordinator with Communities in Schools at LMS, who runs the school's garden group, says they've had excellent participation and says that it's something that the kids look forward to each week.
They're very excited to come out. I've gotten kids that are not even part of the Communities in Schools program here ask me, stop me in the hallway, hey, how can I join your garden group? And when are we going to have our next garden group? And so they're definitely receptive to it and are eager to come out and work, and it's gone very well so far. I'm really pleased with it.
Carson says that the garden has also become an opportunity for the kids to give back to their peers, as they get to decide what's done with the produce after they've harvested it.
I also wanted to build teamwork and a place where they can also give back what they get from the garden. So we're going to be talking about, we'll have a survey too of what they want to do with the bounty that we get at the end of the year, the harvest, and perhaps we can give it to the cafeteria, or we can give it to families in need in the community, because I know there's several families here that each week I actually offer food bags to them to go home. So perhaps we can supplement some of those fresh vegetables and fruits to those bags as well. And they have a sense of pride with that they've helped somebody, they've helped grown it, they've learned about it, and they can also take it home as well.
Reporting in Rossville for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.
Well, if you like homemade fudge, and let's be honest, who doesn't, then do not go anywhere. After the break, Ray and Tracey will not only show you how to make the best candy you've ever had, they'll also explain why now is the perfect time to make it. Meals for the Field when the Farm Monitor continues.
Well, like it or not, the holidays are here, and of course that means you have to start thinking about gift giving. That means you have to start thinking about commodities this time of year. What's in season? Well, here's an idea. How about giving a gift that features one of Georgia's top commodities, and that would be pecans. Yes. Joining me as always, our new host, actually our third month now together, and we still have a runner-off. That's great. No, Dr. Tracey Brigman, of course, from UGA. Tracey, as always, great to have you again. And I like where you're going with this month, okay? Because look, I'm going to be flat honest. I wait till Christmas Eve to do my shopping. I've gotten better. Now maybe it's December 21st.
Right.
So you're giving me a head start.
Right, okay. Well, I love homemade gifts for the holidays. No matter what holiday it is, homemade gifts are great. So I do have some candy recipes. I know a lot of people kind of stay away from candy making because it can be difficult, but these are both super simple, no fail, no thermometers needed.
Okay.
They're awesome. So my first one's going to be a butter pecan fudge. This is a recipe that I actually developed. When I get bored, I take recipes and I make them my own.
I know your schedule. You never get bored.
I don't. But sometimes I do at night. I'm like, oh, what can I make? But you may have heard of fantasy fudge that you make with marshmallow cream. So this is fantasy fudge, which is no-fail fudge that I adjusted from a chocolate fudge to a butter pecan.
Okay.
So the first thing I did was I took 2 cups of pecan halves or chopped pecans, and I roasted them for 8 minutes at 350 degrees. And then I'm gonna put that aside, but I need to have it ready because once my candy starts boiling, I need to work fast. So I did this ahead of time, roasted those up. So then what I'm gonna, and then I buttered my pan because it's important that my fudge does not stick. I'm going to take about a 2.5 to 3 quart saucepan on the stove. I'm gonna add 5 ounces of evaporated milk. So these lovely cans come in 5-ounce cans, so I don't have to measure it. You have to shake it. I don't have a church key, so I'm gonna use this to get my evaporated milk out. While I'm pouring that, if you want to put in, this is 4 tablespoons of butter. I just cut it into chunks. It doesn't have to be cut into tablespoons. I just want it smaller so it melts faster.
Where's this going?
It's going in here. Everything's going in the pot.
Can I use this spoon?
Sure.
Okay, so just pour everything
Yep.
in there. All right, got that.
And then it calls for 1 cup of regular granulated sugar.
1 cup of sugar. Boom.
And then 1 cup of brown sugar that was
1
packed.
cup of brown sugar. Packed.
Then I'm gonna give you the fun sticky stuff. So marshmallow cream. So that's 7 ounces of marshmallow cream.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
Okay.
So some of the jars are larger than that, and I've tried that, but trying to measure it into a bowl and then put it back in there is just a pain. Now I'm gonna put my burner on medium.
Got you. Almost knocked that out.
And then I'm just gonna stir it on medium heat until it boils. So it takes maybe 10-15 minutes for it to boil. You don't want to speed the process because it can easily scorch. So
Take
a lot
your
of
time.
people might crank it to high to get it to boil fast. You're going to scorch it and ruin it. So just be patient, put on some music, listen to it, relax while you're stirring. So again, we're just going to keep this on medium, stirring until it comes to a boil. All right, so my 5 minutes are up. I'm gonna remove it from the heat. And if you wanna take, that's white, 2 cups of white chocolate melting wafers.
All right.
And we're gonna mix that in until it melts. So once it's stirred, until all of the white chocolate melting wafers have melted, we're gonna add 2 cups of my toasted pecans, since it's butter pecan fudge. And then that is a 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract.
Extract.
We put that in at the end because it's extracts or alcohols, and
You want the alcohol to melt out, right? Well, evaporate out? What's
not
the,
too
what's
much.
the terminology?
Yeah, I don't want it to evaporate out too much. If I put it in at the beginning, then it wouldn't really give me much flavor.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I put it in at the end, so that I can still have some of that vanilla flavor in there. So I'm just gonna mix that up until everything looks well combined, and then I'll get, if you will bring over my buttered pan, and I don't wanna burn you.
Nope, go ahead.
Then we're just gonna empty it into my pre-buttered pan as best we can. This recipe easily doubles. So if you're making a lot, if you have a lot of gifts to give, I can double it and make it in a larger baking pan. So I'm just gonna smooth it out as best I can because it's sticky, and then let it set for a couple hours and you have butter pecan fudge.
All right, so for this one, honey, if you're watching, the ring has to come off, okay? There's a reason why I'm taking the ring off.
Yes.
And so does the watch.
Yes.
because I'm about to get mixing. So what do we have?
So this is going to be this is my mother-in-law's recipe. So this is Inez's cherry pecan bonbons, and they are a family favorite. Okay. So we start off with 1 quart or 4 cups finely chopped pecans.
Not yet, right?
Not yet. Soon. And then 1 stick of softened butter. This is 2 pounds of powdered sugar. So they come in 2-pound bags, so it's really nice. You don't have to weigh it out. But, oops, sorry. Don't inhale. Then we need 14 ounces of sweetened condensed milk.
Okay.
Again, this is a 14-ounce can, so I don't have to measure it or weigh it out. Now you can see why you shouldn't have on gloves.
Yes, or rings.
Or rings. Or anything, because this is going to be a fun, gloopy mess. I had a 10-ounce jar of maraschino cherries. So this is the maraschino cherries that I chopped fine. This is the juice from the jar. Ooh, I can smell that. And then this is 28 ounces of sweetened coconut. Oh. So they come in 14-ounce bags, so just 2 bags. So now, dive in, and you are going to mix it, find that butter and squish it, and you are going to mix it until it is one cohesive ball of dough.
Okay, that was tiring. Arms a little sore, you know. That's the fastest I've worked in years, let me tell you. Okay, what's next?
All right, so we're gonna put this in the refrigerator because the next step is we wanna roll it into balls and dip it in chocolate, and it's too soft for that right now. So I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator and let it harden up first.
Come on, Tracey, high five. High five, there you go.
So I call them innards. Our innards have been in the refrigerator, getting a little bit harder because when you noticed when you were mixing it was kind of soft. So I'm gonna take a little pinch of it and roll it into a ball because we want to get it ready for coating in chocolate. This is dark chocolate coating wafers. I melted it in the microwave at half power in 30-second intervals. You can do it on the stovetop on a double boiler, but you have to be careful because if you get water in it, it seizes, so I prefer the microwave. But don't do it at high power because it'll burn. So there are special chocolate dipping tools. These are my special chocolate dipping tools, forks. So I'm just gonna throw an innard in there, tap off the extra chocolate, and oops, it's gonna make a mess on this too.
That was so difficult.
Wasn't it? And then that's all you have to do.
And of course, these are gifts that you can make in the comforts of your own kitchen simply by logging on to farm-monitor.com. Tracey sending in those recipes, and everybody is already loving them. Yes, getting great feedback. See what I did there? Feedback. Okay. I know, bad jokes. I'll stop the bad jokes. But yes, farm-monitor.com. Go up to the top, the recipe section, and again, the recipes just keep stockpiling. Great gift idea for the family, and these are, by the way, this was a family secret that Tracey is sharing with us. So.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Tracey. Again, thank you for watching, and we will see you next month right here on another edition of Meals from the Field.
When we come back, unlocking the secrets of everyday life, from the food we eat to the life-saving technologies. USDA science tackles global challenges like feeding a growing population and combating climate change.
Did you know agriculture science plays a key role in many things you use in your everyday life? This includes everything from the food you eat to the clothes you wear, to many household items and even some life-saving technologies. USDA science is the cornerstone of many revolutionary inventions that enable Americans in the world to lead safer, more nutritious, and more prosperous lives. Stay with us, and we'll share how USDA science is transforming American agriculture and spurring global innovation. You have a major role to play, and we invite you to join us on this journey. We know research, innovation, and use are the keys to solving some of the world's most complex challenges, like feeding a growing population that's expected to exceed 9 billion people by 2050, and tackling the impacts of a rapidly changing climate, safeguarding our valuable plants and animals from emerging pests and diseases, and protecting our nation's natural resources and biodiversity. This requires all of us to be all in. We need the brightest minds working together. We need you. In May 2023, USDA released the Science and Research Strategy, which presents USDA's vision for transforming our food and agricultural systems. The strategy outlines USDA's highest scientific priorities to tackle tough challenges. These priorities support USDA's commitment to help communities thrive, help farmers and producers better nourish Americans while generating income and preserving our nation's natural resources. Accelerating innovative technologies and practices is key to this work. We'll need to rapidly develop and deploy innovative, resilient, usable technologies and practices that help farmers and communities thrive. This requires cutting-edge science spanning disciplines including biotechnology, precision agriculture, artificial intelligence, and robotics to bring bold, cost-effective solutions to our nation's producers and consumers. This requires your voice. Together, we can advance new information, technologies, and tools that open new markets and create opportunities. To drive climate-smart solutions to tackle our worsening climate crisis, we must invest in research that is co-developed with the public. We know that there's potential for producers to benefit from climate-smart agricultural practices that improve their bottom line and improve climate resilience. It's our responsibility to provide the most current scientific data to weather the storm and to monitor and measure climate impacts and protect our planet. And this requires you. Bolstering nutrition security and health for all Americans is not only a necessity, it's the right thing to do. Today, 6 in 10 Americans have at least one chronic disease, and 4 in 10 people have 2 or more chronic diseases. Many of these diseases are largely preventable through proper nutrition and healthy lifestyle. USDA recognizes that food and health are connected, and we're ensuring Americans have access to safe, nutritious, affordable food for optimal health and well-being. We're looking for community partners like you to help us develop relevant, timely information that addresses the unique needs of many diverse U.S. communities we serve. We only have one planet, and cultivating resilient ecosystems is key to protecting it. USDA is using science-based solutions to ensure the plant, animal, aquatic, and human life make our nation's ecosystems are productive, sustainable, and resilient. We're all connected, and every living organism plays an important part in ensuring our planet thrives. By improving our ability to respond to plant and animal disease threats and improving biodiversity by protecting our natural resources, we're leaving a living, thriving legacy for generations to come. So, what do we do with this wealth of scientific information? How do we translate it into action? Well, it starts by watching this video and sharing it with your community. We need you to join us on this journey. Whether you're working in food, agriculture, or other industry, are a farmer, ranger forester, or producer, are a community leader or youth educator, or simply want to make a difference, we hope that you will join us in advancing and scaling solutions to these challenges. Visit our website or email us for more information about partnership opportunities. Join the USDA science movement and make a difference by harnessing change.
Absolutely. Every little bit helps. Well, before we go, I want to remind you that we now have a podcast hosted and produced by John Holcomb. The Growing On podcast is all about keeping you in the loop with the latest agricultural news, issues, and topics right here in Georgia. Tune into the latest episode by visiting GFB's website or platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Play.
Yeah, definitely check that out. Now take care, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on the Farm Monitor. Have a great week.